God has a plan for you, even when life feels confusing, painful, or uncertain. There are moments when you look at your life and wonder how everything fits together. Dreams may feel delayed, prayers may seem unanswered, and the path ahead may appear unclear. In these moments, doubt often replaces faith, and fear tries to take control. But the truth remains unchanged. God's plan is greater than your understanding. Human beings naturally want clarity. We want to know what will happen next, how long the struggle will last, and when things will finally make sense. But faith is not built on certainty. It is built on trust. God does not reveal the entire plan at once because growth requires dependence. When you cannot see the full picture, you learn to rely on God instead of your own limited vision. Many people mistake delay for denial. When something takes longer than expected, they assume God has forgotten them. But delay is often preparation. God works behind the scenes, aligning circumstances, strengthening character, and removing what is not meant for your future. What feels like waiting is often shaping. Life's hardest seasons often feel meaningless, but they are not wasted. Pain develops patience. Struggle builds resilience. Loss deepens wisdom. God uses every experience, good and bad, to prepare you for what lies ahead. Nothing you go through is random. Every step is part of a larger story. Sometimes God's plan requires pruning. Certain people, habits, or opportunities must be removed to make room for growth. This process can feel painful and unfair, but pruning is not punishment, it is protection. God removes what will limit you so that you can grow into who you are meant to become. When doors close, it does not mean the journey has ended. It means direction is changing. God's plan is not always comfortable, but it is always purposeful. Trust grows when you choose to believe even when answers are unclear. To understanding that God has a plan for you changes how you face the future. Instead of fear, you move with faith. Instead of anxiety, you move with patience. Instead of desperation, you move with purpose. Faith does not eliminate challenges, it changes how you respond to them. God's plan unfolds step by step. You are not required to know everything at once. Obedience in small moments leads to greater clarity over time. Each faithful step brings you closer to the purpose prepared for you. God's plan is personal. It is not a copy of someone else's journey. Comparison steals peace and distracts from purpose. When you trust God's plan for your life, you stop measuring progress against others and start honoring your own path. Even mistakes do not cancel God's plan. God's grace is greater than human error. He can redeem wrong turns and use them for growth. Failure does not disqualify you, it teaches you. God's plan includes restoration, healing, and second chances. As you continue forward, remember this: God's plan may not arrive the way you expect, but it will arrive exactly when you are ready. Trust develops strength. Waiting develops wisdom. Faith develops peace. Your future is not empty. It is prepared. Your path is not random. It is guided, and your life is not overlooked. God has a plan for you, one filled with purpose, growth, and hope. Hold on to faith. Walk forward with courage. God is working, even when you cannot see it. 2. God's plan often feels hidden because human vision is limited to the present moment, while God sees the entire timeline of your life. You see today's pain, God sees tomorrow's purpose. You feel today's confusion, God sees future clarity. This difference in perspective is why faith is required. If everything were visible and predictable, trust would not be necessary. Many people struggle because they expect God's plan to follow their own timeline. They want immediate results, instant answers, and quick breakthroughs. But spiritual growth does not happen instantly. Just as a seed grows silently underground before breaking the surface, God often works quietly before revealing visible change. Silence is not inactivity, it is preparation. God's plan also feels hidden because it often challenges comfort. If God revealed every difficult step in advance, fear would stop you from moving forward. Instead, God reveals the path one step at a time, giving you only what you need for the present moment. This keeps you dependent on Him rather than on certainty. 2. Living while trusting God's plan requires daily surrender. Surrender does not mean giving up effort. It means releasing control over outcomes. You still work, strive, and grow, but you trust God with the results. This balance between effort and faith brings peace. Trusting God's plan also requires patience. Waiting is one of the hardest spiritual disciplines. During waiting seasons, doubt grows loud and faith feels quiet. But waiting strengthens endurance. It teaches you to rely on God's presence rather than His promises alone. God's plan often uses unexpected paths. What feels like a setback may actually be a setup for growth. Rejection redirects you. Failure teaches you. Loss deepens you. Nothing is wasted when placed in God's hands. You may not understand your journey right now. You may question why certain doors closed or why certain prayers remain unanswered. But one day clarity will replace confusion. You will look back and see that God was guiding you through every step, protecting you from what would harm you and preparing you for what would strengthen you. Trusting that God has a plan does not remove hardship, it gives hardship meaning. It allows you to walk forward with hope instead of fear, faith instead of doubt, and peace instead of anxiety. God has a plan for you. It is intentional, it is personal, and it is unfolding even now.